Hello and welcome to the Philippines. Hitchhiking in the Philippines. Here in Cebu City, transportation is lacking big time. Cebu City proper. Mandaue City, Lapu-Lapu City, they are not under as tight a quarantine. So you'll see a little bit later they've got quite a bit of transportation going on. Options, buses, tricycles, jeepneys in some areas. And I'm going to take you along on this ride. Actually, it was a friend of mine. And Filipinos, they do what they need to do, and they're friendly, and they help out their fellow Filipinos. And it's not uncommon. I've seen them doing it at the mall. People are lined up, waiting for their friends or family to bring the groceries out of the grocery store. And people who have no transportation, there's no buses, no jeepneys, allowed at the present time. Hopefully that will change August 1st or shortly thereafter. And anyway, they're out there talking to the people with their vehicles. Are you going such and such direction or such and such? And a number of times, people that I know have been able to get a ride quite some distance in the backs of one of these multi-cabs. And anyway, people do what they have to do, and this is an option. Filipinos are, I know, even up in Manila when they first opened up in that area, millions of people traveling, and there's no transportation, and people are out there hitchhiking, and there's some danger involved. I know back in the States, back in the good old days, we used to hitchhike regularly. And then it became illegal, but many would still hitchhike. Then they started enforcing it more and more and more, and very seldom do you see people hitchhiking anymore in most states. Some states you'll still see it. And this particular bus, they used to have 3 seats, but 2 of them would be beside each other, and they widened them out, put one down the middle, so they've got 2 aisles instead of 1 aisle to try to separate the people because of the present medical situation. Now, over in Mandaue City now, more people, more businesses open, more transportation. This is back on another bus. And it looks almost like normal. People are wearing masks. It's almost a religion here, even if you're not around anyone. Most people are wearing the masks, and even driving in their own car with the windows up, you'll see them having the masks on. And anyway, I think it's good to wear a mask when you're around close to other people. The different countries and cities around the world have gone from anywhere from no mask needed to mask needed if you step out of your house. I've even heard a city or two that even want you to wear a mask inside of your house. You can listen. You can find people out there making arguments for anything and everything, or against anything and everything. And anyway, there is some good news, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. There's been a lot of bad news with travel and such. And we still don't know when the Philippines and other countries are going to open up to foreigners. I think Thailand has started opening up different areas, but a lot of the bars and those types of things, if they are open, there are very few customers. Many long-term businesses shut down permanently. Even large companies. But they are starting here in the Philippines. They are starting to open up certain areas, parts of Cebu, and for instance, waterfalls and trekking. They are limiting the number of people who can visit particular sites. But the fact that they are starting to open up, more and more the politicians that be are starting to realize, we really should have done it a long time ago. But opening things up under certain restrictions. Boracay, I think I read a week or two ago, they're even allowing people in the Western Visayas, The Boracay is in the western Visayas, and they are allowing even people over 65 or 60 to visit. So they're slowly opening up, and what I'd read a week or so ago that they weren't getting many visitors yet, and that's part of the good news, bad news too. The people are a couple of issues. They've been scared so badly that they're afraid to go out, and secondly, many of them, even if they wanted to go out and would go out, they haven't had a job for 4 months, and they have no money, absolutely no money to go spend and travel around. Most of you know that I do a lot of, have been doing for the last 4+ years, been doing a lot of reviews of condos, subdivisions, hotels, that type of thing. Start doing that. Realtors would grab me in the mall and say, come and look at my condo right now. And I always carried a camera, would start doing video. And was interested, still am interested in real estate and the market here. And anyway, started putting those videos up, and more people said, hey, show us more of that kind of thing. So I did, and have been, and will continue that. I've got a playlist called condos, hotels, and houses, something like that. And maybe I'll put a link to that at the very end of this video. So try to hang on there if you can. I know, on average, and I know most people don't watch videos till the end. Average 4 minutes. Some videos might average 3 minutes, 4 minutes watch time, 5 minutes, sometimes 6, 7. I've had a few videos watch time was up around 10 minutes or so. But a lot of times the better information is in the latter half of the videos, and different people want to watch different types of videos. Some just want information. They want, give me the information, give me it now in the first 3 minutes, or I'm turning it off. Other people tell me, hey, I just started getting interested in your video and it ended. So other people like the longer videos. So anyway, can't please all the people all the time, and I try to mix my videos up a bit, and will continue to do that on different topics. But when I came here, I had watched a number of videos before I came here, and gave me a comfort level about coming to the Philippines. Philippines still, for the most part, the people are friendly, welcoming. Many speak well enough English to communicate. I have noticed the few times that I've been out that there is fear. People try to stay away from you. If I greet people, less people will greet me back, but most people will, and they will acknowledge you in some, give you a nod of the head or something like that. Everybody's wearing masks. Of course, creates a bit of an issue in trying to communicate and understand people, but that is the situation, the life as it is presently. Perception is reality in many cases, and once you convince people that it is dangerous to go outside, stay at home, it's difficult to change that mindset. You want to start the economy back up, but look at the number of people that are out and about. Over here, people waiting for a bus, trying to do a little bit of social distancing there at the same time. And I stated that this was going to be about some good news, so I need to turn around my mindset even, and getting back to rentals. I've done a lot of videos about condo rentals, and I'm working on a video or two about the present state. There's going to be more motivated sellers, more motivated landlords coming up wanting to rent their units out. You might have to give a little bit to get that bigger discount. I've heard a number of things online that you might be able to get a discount of buying and renting 10 to 15%. if you find a motivated person, that's just a general broad statement. If you find somebody who is motivated and you can rent, and not just for a month or two, but 6 months, you might be able to negotiate a lower rental cost. If you rent for a year, even more so. You would have a little bit of leverage there because nobody knows what the future is going to be. And I think one survey, a lot of Filipinos are worried about that second wave. They don't want to spend money because they're afraid it's just going to come and get worse again, lockdowns. And if you can tell somebody that you're going to rent a place for 6 months or a year, that's money in the bank, basically. I have a number of expat friends also who have units for sale and for rent, and either later this week or next week, I will put up a video with some additional information on that. I've lived in a number of those units and can tell you a little more about it. Because I've done so many reviews of different condos, I will look at some of the pricing, and I'll be able to tell you a little bit about the areas and the pros and cons of different areas, different condos when I do that. Either again later this week or next week. The Philippines is going to recover. Everything I've read, I went back and reviewed about 4 months of headlines on a couple of online news sites the other day, and even 3 months ago they were talking about opening up the economy. We're ready to move forward, open up the economy, and then it would go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And the economy has to open up. It has to open up. The number of severe cases is not that great percentage-wise. More and more they're learning how to deal with this. Even in the more severe cases, the hospitalization cases, they're coming up with not vaccine so much, but they're coming up with drugs and methods to keep people from dying, to lessen the severity of this virus in the people, and more hope that they're going to can I use the term cure or partial cure, so that people can go about life. Those people, primarily the people who are most at risk, the beasts, the diabetics, people with heart issues. There was a young person who they said he died of COVID, I think back in the States, and turned out he had leukemia, been fighting leukemia for a long time. Nearly everybody who has died from this has comorbidities. They're quite ill already, and there's many videos online about how just changing your diet, getting away from the sugar and the processed carbohydrates, and eating a healthier diet within a relatively short time, you can change your health picture drastically, according to many doctors online. Anyway, this is J Center Mall, where immigration is, where the bus is starting to pull up to. Anyway, I have more to come, and safe travels to you all who are planning to travel in the coming months. Stay healthy, stay safe, and let me know what's going on in your part of the world, and see you next time.